Well, hello, my beautiful people. It's me, Lena. I'm back. Do you want me to sing it? I'm going to sing it. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I just cannot stop doing that intro. So, this is probably going to be the last few seconds of me saying anything positive because I am here to tell you my experience with watching The Flash. So, last week, I did a video about me on my way going to go see the movie The Flash. And, well, actually, I called it a Batman movie, and I didn't want to be corrected because I knew what I was in for. I knew I was going to be in for The Flash in all versions and variations of it, and I saw it. Wow. Okay, so let's start off by saying that what's happening this weekend with the movie, from based on just the reports that I'm seeing out there. It's crashing and burning in a flash, pun intended. It didn't do well opening weekend. In my last video, I said I was concerned because of the fact that I was able to find seats readily available. It didn't seem to be that it was no tickets and throughout the entire weekend. I chalked it off by it being that I was going to go see it at a specialized theater called the Cine Bistro, which is the actual seating in and eating dining experience, and maybe not everybody wanted to go spend their money doing that. So I start off by saying that if you've been living under a rock and you haven't heard about what's going on with the Flash, well, you know what? Good for you. You're lucky. And I would like to have an event to that rock, please, because I want to go live under it now. I took a week to try to process everything, and I did something after I saw the movie in the last few days, especially, was try to look at other YouTubers and what their reactions were. And then I realized, the box office returns were just not the numbers that they wanted. So I knew that one most important thing about what I'm going to say to you guys is that I wasn't crazy. I knew something was off. And I didn't really enjoy the movie at all. Even with Michael Keaton, which was the one main reason why I wanted to go see this movie, it just wasn't, it wasn't enough for me to say that I would want to rewatch it. Didn't get me excited. And I'm just going to just tell you that, my overall experience was from start to finish just not good. On my way to the theater, I was actually taking an Uber, and this should have been the first indication that something was going to be a myth, something wrong. The Uber driver knew where he was dropping me off, so he asked me what movie I was going to go see, and I said I was going to see The Flash, and he says, "Oh, you like Marvel movies?" And I was like, "Oh boy." Yes, but this is a DC movie, not a Marvel movie. And it goes back to what I was thinking, what would have happened if the guys that took over from Marvel and did all those phase 1 to I think 4 or 3, which were the best, if they had decided to jump over to Warner and take over that IP and do the movies justice, for lack of a better word, that's what's being done now. Because I truly feel that Warner Brothers, from what I said, has never appreciated this IP. They've never known what to do with it. They don't understand the whole culture around it, and they just kept putting things that every once in a while were a hit, and they just never cared about it. And now they're spinning their wheels trying to catch up with Marvel in one way, shape, or form, and they don't have to. It's not needed. This is a culture, a comic book, a genre, whatever you want to call it, that doesn't need to have the same way that Marvel had to take on Thor and Avengers, where they had to do solo films and try to tie everything together by these one-off show movies, and then bring the Avengers and then separate them and do one-off movies, because they needed to become familiar with the characters. A lot of people didn't know, for the masses, who were these characters. Yes, the culture of the Marvel fans knew, but for the overall, I never even heard of half of them, more than half of them, to be honest with you. And I didn't even realize there was an Avengers. So they had to take on that, whole culture and that whole comic book and create that phase in the way that they needed to. And it worked well because it got everyone really excited to get to know the characters. Even people who've never read comics wanted to see the movies, which to me was important for them. But with Warner Brothers, and the DC history, you don't need to do any of that. You know, Superman and Batman have been around since the 1920s. People know them more than any other characters out there. They're just a part of history. The way that they tried to go after them and try to include Wonder Woman was just not needed, And the fact that James Gunn has to run back now 10 years to give us something that nobody really wants. I'm sorry, but nobody wants it. Not many. I cannot count how many videos I've seen and how many people I've spoken to that they don't give a furry rat's behind what the hell's going on. And that's sad, because this is a great, great culture that loves and are passionate about this DC history, and we're just getting garbage. The Flash itself was just, from the beginning, from the opening, Barry Allen and Ezra Miller paying Barry Allen. He was complaining at the first opening scene. He's at a coffee shop complaining, trying to be some sort of in a rush, and then you have this opening sequence where Bruce Wayne calls him because he needs to get help from him to go help a hospital that's going to crash. I'm paraphrasing for the most part, because you saw the trailers, you pretty much saw the movie, because those were the best parts of the movie, unfortunately. Barry Allen has to run to the hospital as it's collapsing with a nursery full of babies. And then everybody's memeing this as the baby shower, which is absolutely horrendous, the way that the CGI was cut and done. And as this is the beginning for 15 minutes of it, I'm thinking to myself, wow, if this is what we're going to get, I'm in for a hell of a ride. And I was bracing myself. I really was. I'm going to skip through to the fact that, Barry Allen figures out that he can, run through time. Okay. We get a quick shot of Bruce Wayne, for his last time that he's playing the role, Ben Affleck. Wonder Woman swoops in, Gal Gadot. She makes a quick cameo yet again. So they have them, saving this person on a bridge, and it's a shot of the three of them, but there's no Aquaman because it's on the bridge. You would think they would put him involved. There's no Cyborg. If they really wanted to say goodbye to this whole genre, this whole group, they should have done something like that. No. So Barry Allen, goes back in time, and, craziness ensues. They find Batman, which is Michael Keaton, who looks like the Big Lebowski. That was horrifying. I didn't like that at all, I don't care what state of mind Gotham is in at that time. I don't think that any version of Batman should look like that. Then we got another, explanation of the multiverse yet again from another movie, from Michael Keaton's Batman. Okay, that he doesn't want to help, the Barrys that, found out that they're together in the same universe. Then he becomes Batman. And then the one line that he gets on Batman is kind of wasted because, A, we've only seen it in every single freaking trailer. We get the Batmobile from the original, version in his timeline, and it was a nice cameo. We get a lot of cameos in this movie. Some of them are human. Some of them are, I don't know what. I don't know what they're calling it. CGI? Gaming? I honestly don't know what I was watching half the time. Somewhere in the middle, I know that this is going to be a shock. I fell asleep. Yes, I fell asleep. And I don't know when I woke up. All of a sudden, I saw Supergirl come in. She got rescued at a Russian prison from Barry and Bruce and Barry. Then she becomes Supergirl. And then she flies off. And then a fight comes in, and then she's now fighting with them. And I'm giving you as much effort in this movie as I feel that I've gotten back from this movie. And this is how stupid it is. She comes back because General Zod comes in, who doesn't have, I don't believe, a speaking role at all. I think it's just a mask he's wearing. I honestly don't remember or care. Michael Shannon, wow. But collect your money, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Be a baller. So he comes in and he's trying to destroy the earth again. And since there is no technical Superman, Kal-El, I love that name. I wish I would have called my son that name. I really love that name. Tangent, going on a different direction. She finds out that Zod killed him when he was a baby. The one person she was supposed to protect. She gets angry. They fight. He kills her. Batman tries to fight him. He kills him. Okay. Barry goes back into time. Starts the madness all over again because he keeps thinking he can reset it. You know, as if I could reset this movie in any way and go back into time. That would have been a great nice little gift in the movie theater. A rewind button. Delete. So he rewinds time again. Okay. Same crap happens all over again. Supergirl gets killed. Okay. Batman gets killed. Okay. And I'm just telling you something. In the movie theater itself, no one was reacting to any parts of this movie. Nothing. First of all, I was with somebody that I took with me, and she actually said, "There's a Supergirl?" I almost fell off my chair. I was like, okay, it's one thing to not know if Supergirl was in this movie, but it's a whole other thing where you don't even know there's a Supergirl existing. But these are the people that are going to the movies. This is my point. You know, like, you need to be appealing to everyone. They had references in this movie about Eric Stoltz and Back to the Future that no one in this theater, for as many people that were in the theater, which was not that many, knew who the hell was that and what the hell are you talking about. I swear, at that moment when they made those references, collectively, everybody in the theater turned on their cell phones and they're Googling who the hell is Eric Stoltz. Let's start with that, because unless you're part of that whole generation, you don't know who the hell we're talking about. And why is it Back to the Future so important to this whole conversation? So that was distracting. I personally thought it was funny, but you know, I'm 53 years old, so I know the history behind that. We're talking about people who didn't even understand what the hell was going on in the movie, not even understanding why this reference was being made. Nobody was clapping. Nobody was cheering. Half of them were on the cell phones. Nobody was giving a furry rat's behind, and I'm just sitting there like staring. I'm like, okay. And this whole time I kept thinking it's because of the time that I went, because I'm the one that really likes these movies, you know, whatever. I say I was right to be concerned. I knew it. So, going back to the end, he keeps trying to reverse time. Barry's, both of them. And then, you know, one of them, the older Barry, figures out that, you know, he's the one that should stop this, that his mother has to die. Okay, great. There's a evil speedster, which for me I believe was the reverse Flash, and this one is Dark Flash. Okay. Then they show the fact that if he keeps trying to reset himself or reset time, this is the person or the Flash version that he'll become. So now we have 3 freaking Ezra Millers on the screen. Oh my God, I got a headache just talking about this. I literally do. It's like too much. And then this whole thing, I'm just gonna really not even dumb it down, just cut it down as much as I can. The whole purpose to this scene of them 3 meeting each other in this circle of crazy, this sphere of nuts, because there's a sphere that's going around that he has to be in it to keep rewinding time, are these, and they're calling them chronoballs, but to me they're like big earths just colliding together. And here is where I can call this, for what I saw it as, a flash sale. Yes, pun intended. They look like Warner Brothers and whoever else created this damn movie took whatever the hell IP that was related to anything in this genre and said, throw it in. Just throw it in, flash sale, let's just get it all in, because you had George Reeves. Yes, I think George Reeves is the one from the 1950s for like a second. No one in the theater knew who the hell that was. You have Christopher Reeves. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize, because I know one is Reeves without the S and the other one's with the S. With Helen Slater, who was a Supergirl at that time, as, I'm going to say, animation of computer generated animation like Sims. I don't even know what I don't even know what I was looking at. You had some guy from Flash variation in there. No one from the CW or the constantly wailing, constantly crying channel was there. No Green Arrow, no Flash, Brand, nothing. Not even Brandon Routh, my God. Not even him. So the whole purpose of this is that because he keeps trying to rewind time, all these multiverses are collapsing on each other. You had Nicolas Cage for the never created movie of Superman and his version of it in there as well. So you're just getting these like flashes, pun intended, of variations of mostly Superman, which goes back to what I said, or I may have not said it in my other way, but I'm saying in this one. At the end of the day, the world needs Superman. You screwed the pooch, James Gunn. You let go of Henry Cavill. You wanted to do this or put this out before you even put this movie out. The box office numbers are telling you you screwed the pooch. That's it. You're done. You shouldn't even be involved in this anymore, to be honest with you. Stop the madness. Bring Henry Cavill back. Bring the DCEU to where it should be, which is already at the point where we have a full-fledged Justice League. Done. You're done. You have no money. These guys have no money. This is a disaster. So this whole multiverse is collapsing. You get these flashes of different versions of Superman. Maybe one flash. Oh, yeah. You get the 1966 Mr. West in there too, for a good measure, I guess, and it's just a cluster mess, of crap that's happening there. At the end of the day, the second version of Barry, which is the younger version from the original version, winds up killing himself so he can stop being the Dark Flash, and all of this just poof disappears. Okay, whatever. I'm disappearing at this point, okay? So what happens? He goes back and he tries to save his father from being accused of killing his mother, whom, by the way, is Latin now. I didn't even know that. To me, I've never even heard of this storyline. Okay, that's new. Fine. And they never figure out or even question who really did kill the mother. And I'm going to tell you, everybody in the theater just left the theater like, what in the hell happened? Okay? I don't even understand the storyline. So the whole reason why Barry wanted to turn back time, is because he wanted to save both his parents from this whole horrific thing that happened, which is his father being accused his mother for stabbing her to death, which he was never there. He was at a supermarket buying tomato sauce or canned sauce or whatever the hell it was, and he never could prove it because there was a camera shot of someone that has the same hat as him, but they couldn't prove it because he never looked up in the camera. Okay. So Barry goes back because he realizes he can't save his mom, because it's always the mom you gotta kill. And he goes back to the supermarket to say goodbye to his mom, because that's the moment that he has to put the can of tomatoes back in her cart. Okay. Beautiful scene. I really don't care that Ezra was playing it. The beautiful part of it is because anyone who has experienced any loss in their life, this is an emotional scene. Not because Ezra was playing it, it's because in my mind at that moment, I probably would have done the same thing to say goodbye to the people that I've lost in my life as well, if given the opportunity. Great. Could care less that he played it. It's just the whole idea of it was the beautiful part of it. And what does he do? And mind you, this movie is about 2.5 hours long, okay? And this is the thing that pissed me off, okay? Instead of putting the tomato sauce on the shelf that was original where his father couldn't actually find it and look up at the camera, he puts it on the top shelf so at that moment he can look up at the camera and in court can prove that he was not there when his wife was killed. Great. Then what the hell did I just go see the 2.5 hours before this, or it was before the last 15 minutes of the movie? If you were told that if you cannot change the future, anything you do that you can change the future is going to change the future, didn't you just learn this lesson right now? And you go ahead and you change the future. So what happens? He goes back to a timeline. Mind you, I said a timeline, not a like ABC, like a timeline. He goes to court. His father gets released. Great. He gets a call from Batman. And at this point, I didn't even think what it could be. I knew it wasn't Ben Affleck, but it just didn't even dawn on me until I saw the foot come out of the car. It's like, oh my God, there's going to be a new Batman. It is George Clooney. Now, I laughed my butt off when I saw that. And it was only me and one other person in the theater that actually shared that one laugh. And I actually looked up to see where was that person sitting, because I should have been sitting next to him. Because we got that. Yeah, we got that reference. You know, it was hilarious. Nobody else in the theater understood what was going on. Still dumbfounded. Okay, I was like, yeah, one and done. This is it. So he changed the timeline. Now he's with George Clooney, who claims to be Batman. And then we have to sit through a litany of credits just to see the end posts. And then when I was watching the credits go up, which I swear took a half hour in itself, it dawned on me that no wonder this movie is going to cost so much money. Look how many people they had to pay to get this crap out, okay? Oh my God. Too much. Finally, we get the scene with Aquaman, who looks like a stuffed, overweight fish drinking in a bar. And I honestly know what that end credit was about, because he's sleeping on the floor in a pool of water and Barry just gets fed up and walks away. The end. Thank you. I want my money back. Who do I call? George Clooney? Because I know he's giving money away anytime anybody goes see his original film. Can we do that now, please? Because I'm going to tell you, I did not go back to see it, which normally if I enjoy the film, I would go back. I do not have plans to see it when it's streaming and I have to pay for it. When it is up in Max or HBO, whatever it's calling itself, I probably will rewatch it just to see points of references that I missed and cameos, because I know Henry Cavill did a shot, and I tell you, it was a 2-second shot, and I don't even know if it was real or camera, a picture of him. And I'm telling you, it's going to be on Max or HBO, whatever the hell it's calling itself these days, before the summer ends, because there's no way this movie is making money. And I felt bad, because as I walked out of the theater, I can hear people speaking, because that's what we do when we're all, walking out of a theater. And for the majority of them, they were like, I don't even know what this means. Like, what was this movie about? And me being a fan, I couldn't even legitimately explain it to them either. I felt really bad too. And my friend was like, oh, that was cute. I'm like, yeah, I already know the tone. She's not going to ever see this again with me, ever. So, good luck. The only thing I can tell you, and this is directly to Warner Brothers, who's never going to see this video, but hopefully other people will ring the same sentiment, okay? Excuse me. I'm choking up as I'm talking about this. Stop chasing the money. Chase the fans, and the money will come. Same way, if you build it, they will come. Stop looking to make a quick buck. Stop looking to do all this other nonsense that's going on. Do not reset this damn universe. Fix what you already have. You have the right players. Do it the right way. The fans, the true fans, will go and see the movies, and then the word will be spread out, and other people who may not know this whole group will start to watch it and enjoy it. You do not need to reset this universe. You need to reset whoever's now doing whatever they're planning on doing, because James Gunn, whatever you thought you were trying to do, maybe you were too happy to take over the studio and you weren't thinking before you opened your big mouth and you said, oh, we're going to reset the universe and Flash is going to do it. Maybe you were just too excited because you got this whole new role in Warner Brothers, but you're part of the problem. You're not part of the solution. That is my take on this. Watch it. Go watch other YouTubers. I'm going to tell you right now, the best part of the film was this trailer. That was it. Nothing else exciting. Have a blessed day, people. I am going to review more movies now. You'll see me again, probably wearing the same outfit, but this is my one and done of The Flash. I regretted seeing the film. Have a nice evening, everyone. Bye.